So with this being at the end of scene 46, the next transition will be one of the longest just because we need to get Siobhan from this side of the stage to this side and sort this side of the stage out. So I think in the transition, it should be Judy getting that box because she's the closest, bringing it back and sitting down on that one. And then Siobhan quickly going through to the other side. And then Roger sitting down once Siobhan has left, just so that everyone keeps moving. So then on this side of the stage, I think Christopher should be really far forward, Siobhan a little bit further back, just to show that she's not really there, and maybe Christopher not even looking at her but her looking directly at him. So it says that he wanders down the street. I'm thinking maybe if he just goes in a straight line, maybe turns right, walks to the very edge of this side, walks up a bit, so he walks more in a square than just down the street. So as he lists the cars, I think for this bit it's possible to do physical stuff, but I am not going with that style. So when Christopher's got his mini monologue, potentially if at the end of one of the squares he ends up right in the middle on this part, and potentially Siobhan is just behind staring at him. Maybe even Siobhan has got one of the boxes out and he's standing on it. And then he has his mini monologue about the sky while looking up at it. And then he carries on like that until Judy says Christopher. So at that point, during his mini monologue, while this side of the stage is in darkness, she'll come over and come up to the back around there. So as soon as she says Christopher, she gets down. Siobhan picks up the box. When she says, I have to go, she'll take that box to the other side and stay sat on it over there. So then Judy will come down here, and Christopher will go more towards the centre again. And they've got that little bit there. So then in the transition, Roger will go over here, and then those two come back over to this side. I think Christopher should be near the door because he is the one that wants things to go. Judy should be in between two of them, maybe a little bit further forward actually, because she, I think, is the centre of the scene. And Roger just quite far off to the right, because he's kind of impartial about a lot of the things that are going on. So at the end she breaks down and cries. So it says that she leaves the room, so as she's crying she might kind of run off, go onto the side of the stage, have her back to the audience, and then go back through. And then it changes completely to being on the Hampstead Heath. So those two will go over on this side. I might use the boxes, I might not. Probably not, because I think maybe if they have a picnic basket that they get and lie a blanket down. So those two are sat on the blanket. And then the woman on the heath comes in. So maybe if she walks along, says, "Are you okay?" And then when Judy snaps at her, then she'll walk back and sit on a different seat. And then it goes into scene 50, which is really short. So Judy and Christopher would go back here. Roger would have been sat on a block at that point, so then he comes off. Christopher's on the side. Judy goes to sit on a box because she's not in the scene. So Christopher's facing forward on his own. Roger kind of comes up and gives him the radio and the books. And then in the kitchen, so Christopher would go over to the side, and Judy would bring one block on to about there, and Christopher would go and sit on it. So then if she's down here looking at the wall over here on this side, and like kind of looking back between that side and that side of the wall, talking about the chart, with Roger at the back kind of laughing at the whole situation. So then back in Judy's home, Judy will go off to this side of those two will go off to that side of the stage. He's at the front with the radio, he's at the back drinking the lager. Judy's on this side, sat on the block, so we've got both sides of the stage running at once. So starts off with Roger on that side with the door open looking through, so he's staring at Christopher, and then Roger goes into that room and he's really drunk, and he grabs him, he rolls into a ball onto this corner over here, and then Judy runs in through the door, knocks Roger out of the way and goes to Christopher. And then if Judy goes to the door, Roger takes that block over to that side, and then Christopher with a sleeping bag on this side still will get back into it and lie down. Judy will then go up to him and they'll have their little conversation about what is going on. And then a complete scene change. So then they go over to the other side, and then Ed is on, and they're in their house. So I'll have a few lighting differences maybe, and the odd prop or two that'll be different as well. So Judy will be by the door, Ed will be kind of looking over to that side, kind of looking at her a bit, and Christopher will be a bit in the middle, maybe a bit further downstage, or just not enough so they're blocking each other. And if he's drumming on boxes, then Ed will bring one of the boxes down here for him to be able to be drumming on. And they'll have the rest of that scene like that. And then when Ed eventually leaves, Judy can come down there. So most of the stage will go dark except the little bit on Christopher, so you can't really tell what's going on behind, because Ed then leaves and he can go sit on the side of the stage. So then she's saying to him that it's okay. And then in the scene change, those two will go to the other side of the stage. Ed will go and pick that box up, and then Roger will go over to this part.